Hi, it's the end of Inktober 2020 and these are the supplies I used because I had toed and froed from do I do Inktober, do I not bother, and if I do, what do I want to do, because I've never followed the official list. I know there's a controversy about the whole plagiarism thing, but I've read nothing on it. I'm just not interested. I know that sounds really, really mean, but the prompts have never been Halloweeny to me, and October says Halloween, witches, ghosts, ghouls, goblins, all that kind of stuff. So I always go for that sort of theme, so I've never done an official one, apart from my first one where I made up my own witch themed one, which was an option to actually redo, but I didn't. I went with metallic frogs from Instagram, and these are the supplies that I used. My sketchbook's there because I used the green post-it notes. Well, actually sticky notes. It's not the actual brand of post-it notes, but hey ho. And I've got a bunch of pens and highlighters, so I kind of use like office supplies, which are my own, not from my job. These are just highlighters, so the usual purple, orange and green with a little bit of yellow on occasion. White Signal gel pen, mechanical pencil in orange. This one was just to write the prompts above the post-it notes after I'd finished it, and stuck it in with some, classic school Pritt stick. I preferred the Pentel colour brush in black to the Pentel pocket brush in black. I found that this one bled on the post-it notes more than this one did, which I can't imagine the ink being that much different, just really the brush. They're both bristle brush pens. Down. I'm not sure if you'll be able to... Yeah. So, yeah. They're also running really low on ink now, and this can, I believe both can be refilled. But anyway, let's just get into the actual post-it note drawings, which I've stuck into the sketchbook. So you'll see them all kind of at once, like, well, as a double spread. So Cauldron, Full Moon, this is one of my favourites. I don't know why, it's very minimal, but the green highlighter on the green post-it note looks pretty cool. Ghost, I quite like this, how it turned out. I used a Pinterest reference, not like drawing it realistically, but just, it was like a big huge tree with some graves around it, and I just took the composition from it rather than like try to copy it. Costumes, which I found, which I tried to make it kind of creepy with like little like glowing eyes in the corners, if it's like a rat or something, and then this creepy person in the back that's dressed up. Pumpkins, candy basket. I like this one as well, so the moon kind of appears once more on the other side. So the witches was kind of cool, and I like how the highlighters actually still stayed quite luminous. Vampire, this is actually a do-over of last year's Inktober. It was the first one, so have a wee nosy at that if you'd like. Demon, there's the moon again. I quite like this, and it's a funny story when it comes to monster on the other side, but I'll tell you that later. Potions. I actually have an idea for this with Posca pens, and the colours are kind of perfect because it just makes me think of Hocus Pocus. Bat, skull, raven, this was another reference, just loosely used I suppose. This is black cat, so it's actually my black cat, Fergie, who passed away in July. He seems to always do really well when I've done drawings of him So I did in this, I'll just give you a wee sneak peek of the September one. September one. It does look quite a bit different there, but I never actually finished this this challenge, but it was quite fun. But anyway, yeah, Fergie. Witch's hat. Magical brooms, again, same colours but in a different order for sort of hocus pocus colours. Lantern, actually this really turned out better than I thought it would. I actually really enjoyed this one, and how the lighting actually still kind of works even though it's highlighters. It's no, you can't really do very much with them. You can sometimes layer them, but that's it. Clown, it's a bit weird looking, but I was trying to go for more creepiness and like clown vibes with like the sort of red nose, which is really orange, and then like a sort of green fuzzy wig. Scarecrow, I quite like this one. It's creepier than I was expecting. Lollipops, this came off of the candy basket one previously. Here. I didn't want to just draw regular, you know, little white stick with the sweetie for the lollipop on the top. So I put eyeballs and fingers. I couldn't really colour them in, so I just opted to do the little sweets and the rest of it at the bottom coloured. Caramel apple, candles, haunted castle. I like this one as well. It looked, the ghosts look as if they're having really fun haunting the place and flying about. Now, monster. I was thinking, right, I want to do it this way. Sort of thinking, if you've ever watched Constantine with Keanu Reeves in it, the girl at the start, she's on the ceiling, and I thought I'll do like a sort of monster thing like that, and I thought I'll look back at the demon one. When I look back on it, I did not see the tail, because I was double checking to see if I did do a tail or not, and when I looked back at it, I didn't see the tail at all, and I went ahead, drew it without the tail, because this was supposed to relate back to that one. And then I looked back at it when I was on the phone, and I thought, damn it, there is a tail. How did I not see that? So it's like some sort of Mandela effect. Mandela, whichever the name is. Anyway, so moving on, that was just a funny story for that one. Magical wand, I actually used my own hand to reference it. So I just did this, and then took the photo, and then drew it as best as I could, and just made up a wand and like wee magic sparkles at the end of it, because it's pretty basic, kind of boring, but it's okay. Voodoo dolls was actually done originally like this, and I was not happy with it. It was just too boring and too plain, and even though I'm kind of struggling to try and draw things these days, it was just too boring and lack of effort even for me and how I'm at the moment. So I looked in Pinterest for how voodoo dolls actually look, and just kind of loosely referenced them, and then added the little colours even into their seams and where they've been all stitched up. I did notice that they've all got little hearts on them when I was looking at the references, so I just thought, oh, I'll just add them in as well. Oh, that was quite fun. I quite like his spooky eyes. This was a reference, I think this is one of my favourites as well, for mummies. I know there's loads of plurals and I've only done one, but I'm okay with that. It was like a really spooky, creepy, very tight skinned mummy's head, and it was photographed just straight on, and it was like sort of black skin, and then sort of sandy coloured bandaging, whatever it's called, and I liked how like the shadows were really dramatic in the reference, so I just decided I'll go for that one and just leave it at that. Crystal ball, really not my favourite, but I like it at the same time, because like it's so round and so curved but so pointy at the same time with the shadows and the nails. Like, it's really weird. And then lastly, fairies. It is really small. I'm not sure if it's probably best to have this a wee bit closer, but it's just she's on the cross grave, that I just thought maybe it'd be kind of cool if she's just like kind of like maybe a death fairy or something like that, and she could be from like one of the graves, like here, like there. It's not quite the right angle, but it doesn't have to be perfect. But yeah, that was my Inktober for 2020. I hope yours were successful if you took part on it. That's just the list there. Yeah, I'm kind of glad it's done. There wasn't really much like planning for it. I just tried to look for a list that would keep my interest as much as possible. I mean, I didn't thumbnail anything. This was like a redone, and there was a couple of the ones that actually related back to each other. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I did kind of cheat because I would do a couple in a day, like maybe a few. So technically, I wasn't doing an ink drawing every day of the month, but it was just so that I could cope with it better and just make sure that I actually completed it, because I am quite annoyed that I didn't do the Cattember for September, but oh well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what your favourite is if you have one. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye!